things you get used to when you learn to fly is doing several things at once, i.e. aviate, navigate, communicate. So when I'm talking, if I shut up talking to you occasionally, it's because I'm listening to the radio. The guys at Benson could call me at any time. I'm not expecting them to call me, other than probably to say cheerio when I get out of their zone. But you never know. Okay, so over to my right now I can see Aylesbury. Down here quite close is Tame. I'm in the area that's known as Westcott. If you know this area from motorcycling circles, I'm not far from On Your Bike, the Aylesbury multi-franchise motorcycle dealer. That's down here. We might even be able to spot it in a minute. Just having a good old look out. Make sure there's no aircraft around. And maybe turn a bit of heat on. It's freezing up here. These aeroplanes are pretty old school. Not much by way of creature comforts. Certainly no aircon. Doesn't even have electric windows. Okay, so Turweston now, 18 miles on the nose, should be there in about 12 minutes. One of the reasons I chose Turweston for this flight is because I'm not sure how long the batteries are going to last in the GoPros. I don't want to be messing about starting and stopping them during the flight, so I've just run them for the whole flight and then I'll edit them accordingly. Hopefully the batteries will last for half an hour, in time at least to get the landing. Okay, I can see a closed airfield to my left, which is Oakley. I'm just flying over Tame now, 2,200 feet still on 1030. Let's give the carpet another blow. Still on the left tank, and fuel pressures, temperatures, oil pressures all looking good. Oh, aeroplanes of this type have a great smell to them, a sort of mixture of oil, fuel and leather. Love it. Reminds me of summer actually, because I tend to fly mostly in the summer. That's when the weather tends to be a little bit more conducive to flying. At the moment we've had some high pressure sitting over the UK for the last couple of days, so it's fairly settled, so I thought I'd dash up here quickly. It's the middle of January when I'm recording this, and occasionally in the winter you get these lovely days. Some days you get absolutely gin clear days. Today's not quite one of those, but the visibility is still pretty stunning. You don't get much better than this when you're flying. It's all very stable up here at height, but when you get lower you start to get the influence of where the air goes over the ground, and that's when it gets a bit bumpy, so it might get bumpy as we come into land. I'm not expecting anything too terrible. Okay, so Turweston radio, their frequency.
Delta Bravo, clear to Mount Squawk 7000, free call to Western 122.180.
122.180, say again the frequency for Turweston, sorry.
Delta Bravo to Western 122.180.
122.180 and Squawk 7000, thanks very much for your help, Golf Delta Bravo. Right, so they've binned me. Glad they gave me the frequency because that's changed as well. 122.180 is what we want. 122.180. There we go, that's Turweston. I'll change in a moment when I've got about 10 miles to run. I've still got a few to go. So yeah, what I've done now is I've changed this Squawk to 7000, which is a general what we call a conspicuity code. It just lets any radar system around here that happens to get me see that I'm flying and I'm transponding. It doesn't tell them who I am, what I'm doing, where I am. It just shows me on their screen. This is a secondary surveillance radar, and that's what used to be known in the war as identification friend or foe. It shows me as a friend. Well, roughly, loosely that anyway. Okay, 15 miles to run. How are we doing? I'm not thrashing the engine, I'm only at 2,000 RPM, and we've got an airspeed of about 90 knots, so we're doing about 105 miles an hour through the air. Across the ground, we're only actually doing 65, so it's quite a headwind we've got. About a 30 knot headwind, which is unusual actually. But the good news is when we fly back, assuming the wind hasn't changed very much, we'll be zipping back pretty quickly. So that's Turweston, just make a note of these frequencies for the return flight, and Benson.
Roll Papa, request intentions, currently 3 miles away from Oxford or Bryce overhead.
We're getting a little bit bumpy now, for some reason, can't see why.
Returning to Benson on Oxford,
Roll Papa, roger.
Right, let's flick over to Turweston now then. 218, 14 miles to run. southeast. Let's give her a little bit more gas because we are flying pretty slowly over the ground. Incredible.
Golf Juliet Romeo, final 27 grass to land.
Juliet Romeo, roger, normally 14.
Juliet Romeo.
So they've got a 14 knot wind at Turweston. Quite healthy. That was them we just heard. We heard another aeroplane coming in, landing on the grass there. Might have been a microlight, something like that. Right, just down on my right, I can see Westcott now. Let's show you with the other camera. See, there's some like a line of solar panels. I don't know if you can see that, and what is a closed airfield. That's what was the airfield at Westcott. Now, as you see, covered with solar panels.
Turweston radio, Burn 62, airfield information please, radio check.
662, your readability 5, to be initially to Bravo for a 27 departure, QNH 1030.
Copy back there.
This is the Bravo, via the grass, Burn 62.
Right, back to 22. Let's get a heading back. Let's try and see if we can see the airfield now.
The 4 runway 27, but initially taxiing to Bravo because we are landing the grass.
Yes. Yes.
Right, 10 miles to run, and I'm going to call from the southeast. Turweston Radio, good afternoon. Golf India Sierra Delta Bravo.
Golf India Sierra Delta Bravo to Western, good afternoon.
Golf India Sierra Delta Bravo, PA28 inbound, currently 10 miles to run from the southeast. I'm going to position for a long final for 27, if that's okay.
Delta Bravo, roger, the QFE is 1016.
1016, the QFE, Golf Delta Bravo. Right, the local pressure setting, 1016, so we set it for that.
Hotel Delta Hotel is turning right hand base 27.
Right, circuits at Turweston, I know from looking up, are at 1,000 feet, so I can start to descend. Let's give the carpet another blow. Still can't see the airfield yet.
6621, reaching Bravo, you're now good to enter and backtrack big grass.
Thank you, we'll go.
Right, the wind's 350, he said, so it's going to be kind of basically a full crosswind, so it's going to be quite a tricky landing, I think. Still, it's all good practice. We'll give it a try. We can always do a go round if I don't like the look of it. Right, I can see Buckingham on the nose, and according to the chart, the approach will be just beyond Buckingham. So I can see some white buildings over there that I think may be the airfield, so I'm keeping my options open. When I get to Buckingham, I'll have another little look around. It's very easy to spot things.
Can we wake to the left here?
It's very easy to spot things that you think is an airfield, and it turns out not to be.
172.
Roger that.
Well, that's definitely Buckingham there, so I'll get to Buckingham and then we'll have another look. Well, I never spotted on your bike. I wasn't really looking that much for it, to be honest. It was all a bit busy, but it's in this area somewhere. I think we've passed where it is now, actually. I have seen it before whilst flying. It's amazing when you fly. You may have noticed the engine note there. It sounded like the engine was revving more, which it was, and that's kind of my cue to bring the throttle back a bit. You tend to fly quite a bit with audio cues when you're flying. You just know when things sound right, when they don't. So without having to look at the RPM gauge, I knew that the throttle was too high. Right, there's Buckingham. I won't fly right over the top of it because I'm too low to do that. I'd have to be over 3,000 feet to fly over a built-up area. So I'm going to go just to the left a bit. Beyond that, I can see the buildings at Silverstone.
Turweston, Juliet Romeo.
And I know Turweston is between Silverstone and Buckingham in terms of this bit of distance, so...
Juliet Romeo, go ahead.
It's a student down to Buckingham and back on the aerodrome where it's possible.
So a left turn before Silverstone. And... sounds like...
Yard can be available when he comes back.
Yeah, I will make sure.
Okay, I can see a little aerodrome over there at Finmere. No point in me showing you on the other camera because it's too far away, but just so I can be sure that I'm in the right spot. Right, let's make sure I don't fly actually over Buckingham. Just heard on the radio another aeroplane was coming from Turweston towards Buckingham, so I'm going to keep a jolly good look out for him.
It was ready for departure at Charlie.
Okay, this is Stowe School here. I can see the follies. Let's see if we can see it with a... Can you see there? There's a white building. That's Stowe School, and then there are some follies in Stowe Landscape Gardens there, which is a National Trust type gardens, I think. Great place for a look around if you've never done it. Hope you can see that with the GoPro. So it's the white building is Stowe School. Stick your back. Right. Let's get back to the aviating again. Right, I've got something that I think is Turweston Airfield over there. Looks like a big open space with what looks like hangars to the left of what could be a runway, which fits with my expectation of the airfield. We'll see when we get a bit closer. Right, yeah, I think I can see it now. I can see an aircraft, I think, in the air as well. Right, brakes are off, undercarriage is fixed, mixture is rich, carb heat, come on for a bit, hatches and harnesses secure, T's and P's are all in the green. Okay, I'm going to start my turn onto a long final shortly. And Turweston Golf Delta Bravo is on a long final at Stowe School at the moment.
Delta Bravo, Roger, report again, a mile final.
Report 1 mile final, Golf Delta Bravo. Okay, definitely got the runway in sight now, I'm glad to say. Actually, for future reference, I can see a big solar panel farm behind it, so that'll be easy to spot in the future. Okay, I've got Silverstone just over there. I will just show you. Can you see Silverstone there? All the various colours of the circuit. Can't see anything going on. It'll seem a long way away on the GoPro. Right. Okay, let's get concentrating on this landing then. Got to get this bit right. There's the runway. Power back. Car beats on. 2 miles to run.
Afternoon, Golf Alpha Yankee Papa Echo.
Definitely runway 27. We're on a westerly heading.
Golf Alpha Yankee Papa Echo, go ahead.
We're Volker Bonson 2 at 9.
Let's put the landing light on.
We're 4.8 south of you this time.
Mixture's rich.
1029. Just looking for transit through your overhead
Oh,
traffic.
come on.
Papa Echo, Roger, no problems with the transit. We're operating on runway 27.
We're in descent, we're in the white arm.
The local QNH is 1030. Traffic-wise, a couple of aeroplanes, general handling in the local area. A couple of helicopters inbound to us, one from the west, one from the east.
1030 and copy the traffic. Thanks, we'll call you overhead. Golf Papa Echo.
Okay, all looking good. We can start to slow the airplane up. Let's give it one stage of trim.
From radio, helicopter Golf Oscar Charlie, Foxtrot,
Throttle back a little bit of trim.
Roger, you joining VAR for the North Circuit or the southeastern boundary?
2 stages of flat.
Hey, I'm Chris, yeah, I'm coming in from the north, so I'm just approaching Great Worth at this time. So if possible, I'd like to cross the 27 back into Hangar 7.
No worries.
5 right. And Golf Delta Bravo, 1 mile final.
Bravo, Roger, service winds northerly 10 knots.
Golf Delta Bravo. Right, got to nail the speed now. 80 knots at the moment. I want 75 on the approach. It is a crosswind from the right.
Turweston radio, it's Panigale 62. We're going to change the country on now and explain why we're a bit laid back.
Here comes the winds.
No worries.
Thanks very much.
I'll leave it with 2 stages of flat because it's quite windy. And Golf Delta Bravo's final for landing 27.
Roger, runway vacant, service wind 350 degrees 10 knots.
Okay, 75 on the nose. Start to bring the power back now. Round her out. Hold her off. Come on, down you come. Down we go. Nice. Flaps away. There we are, Turweston. That was nice. Right, I wonder where he wants us to park. Let's come off.
Unit Romeo, runway just becoming vacant, service winds 350 degrees 10 knots.
Juliet, Romeo.
And Turweston, where would you like me to park from Delta Bravo?
Good question. If you continue down, you should see a blue robin on the left-hand side. If you park up next to that one, please.
Next to the blue robin, Golf Delta Bravo.
That's Golf Papa Echo, just passed into the overhead.
Crikey, quite busy here today. Splendid new control tower they've got here with the restaurant in. We'll go and check that out. There's the Blue Robin.
Turweston radio, this is helicopter Golf Whiskey Echo Alpha Tango at Silverstone, requesting join information.
Tango, roger, you can join straight in for 27 right, QFE's 1016.
Straight in for 27 right, QFE 1026, helicopter Golf Whiskey Echo Alpha Tango.
Roger, that's 1016.
1016, connection. And Golf Foxtrot down the north
That'll
side,
do.
cross this.
1200. Brakes on.
Yep, you're good to cross.
Alrighty, okay, so there we have it. That's what flight to Turweston's like. I'm going to shut the aeroplane down and go and check out some lunch. Right, mixture, mags, master, fuel. What a lovely spot. Let's go and find some lunch. Oh yeah? Hello, one for landing fee, please?
About bloody time you paid the visit, isn't it?
Oh yeah?
How you doing?
Nice to meet you.
At last.
How you doing?
And I didn't bring the bloody bike today.
Look at that, stick that there, then you can be in my video.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, so cute. Has it been busy today?
Everyone's gone back to work this week, so it's all slowed down a bit.
Calm down a bit, yeah, but lovely day for it though.
Last Wednesday there was 34 visiting aeroplanes here. In the first 5 days there's 103 visitors.
How many are you going to need to pay for this fancy control tower then?
A lot.
Yeah, exactly. Right, I'm going to go and try the restaurant out.
Enjoy.
Splendid. Well, nice to meet you.
Yes, likewise.
Enjoy. See you
I'll
on.
see you next time.
Cheers, bye. Well, how cool is that? The man on the radio on the tower is a Mr. Flyer subscriber. Excellent. Right, lunch. So there we are, folks. That's another little day's flying with the Bristol Fly. I hope you enjoyed that. I know that I get kind of mixed reception from flying videos. Last time I put one up though, I had overwhelmingly positive comments saying that why don't I do more of those. So hopefully that was of interest to you. Let me know again in the comments below if you want more or less of those, because I could knock flying videos out as often as you like, but I'm just conscious that this is of course mainly a motorcycling channel. But I guess if you stuck around and stayed tuned for this long, then you enjoyed the flying bit, so thank you very much for that. And you may also have noticed the cunning bit that I did where in fact I'm not riding back from the airfield now. It's a beautiful blue sky day and I'm on an Aprilia Tuono look, so if you're interested in the Tuono, stick around to the channel. I'll be doing some reviews on this bike very soon. Alright, great to speak to you, hope you enjoyed that. Look forward to speaking to you again next time. Until then, this has been the Mr. Flyer. Cheerio.